He got something else too. I ain't quite sure what it is, but I do know he got some swag. That's right, 5-time World Series champ, Fellowship Church, 240 career wins, 19 postseason wins, 3-time All-Star Fellowship Church. In the house, we got none other than the New York Yankees, Andy Pettitte. Y'all make some noise for Andy Pettitte. Come on, stand to your feet right now. Let's get the feet off the Yankee Stadium. You ready for it? All right. Yeah, come on, do it with me now. You ready? Andy Pettitte. Andy Pettitte. Andy Pettitte. Yeah, let's do that thing. You know what I'm saying? Put your hands together. Make some noise for Andy Pettitte.
Well, welcome everybody. Andy, I know this, they do this for me every week, but all right. Well, I guess they don't, but they did it for you. But man, it's an honor to have you today, and man, it's great to just see what God has done. This is our third of obviously 3 services, but man, I'm so thankful that all of you are here today. And Andy, it's a joy and an honor to have you. And this service has a unique bent to it in the fact that your wife, Laura, the kids are here. You have 4 children. Tell us the ages and names of your children.
I've got 4 children. My oldest is Josh. He's 17. He's not able to be here with us. He's back home. He plays baseball there at the high school, so not allowed to leave the baseball team. Couldn't make the trip, but I have my second boy is Jared. He's 13, and then I got my daughter Lexi, which is 11. Luke is 6, my little guy, and then my wife Laura. And we have been married for 19 years. So
You're married up, man.
Yeah, I did.
That is for sure.
It is. It's for
so
sure.
did I.
You know, I've been blessed that way.
Well, I just want you to know, man, it's great to have you. But let's just kind of dive in like we've done over the last couple of services because, in fact, another thing that's kind of cool about this service, Andy, too, is that we've got a lot of baseball players from various teams that are here, some high school teams. We also have some college teams that are here. In fact, if you're a baseball player, why don't you stand to your feet real quick? Let us honor you real quick. Check this out. Wonderful. We may have some more coming in, too. Has Southeastern made it yet? I was told Southeastern University was coming. Are they coming? Are they here yet?
Stuck in traffic.
Stuck in traffic. That's why y'all need to get a private jet, man, to fly on. Get that in the team budget next time, all right? Well, you guys can have a seat. Let's dive into this real quick, Andy, because, the thing about any childhood dream, when you think about, growing up as a child, and I know this is maybe more geared for a lot of guys, but I know women also have the same dreams and aspirations of maybe being a professional athlete. That would be kind of a cool thing. But did you ever, in your wildest imagination, growing up as a kid, ever think that you would literally put on the pinstripes of the New York Yankees and actually become a New York Yankee yourself?
No, I didn't. Growing up, obviously, as a small child, I loved baseball, I loved football, I loved playing basketball, and as I continued to get a little bit older, I realized that baseball was the sport that I was best at, but still you're kind of like, you dream about making it to the big leagues, and you're like, but, you're not sure, that's a dream, obviously, and then, for that to be able to just to come true has just been amazing. And then just, I wasn't a huge baseball fan. I watched the Astros. I loved watching Nolan Ryan when he would pitch, But I can just remember as a child growing up, I would come home from school and the Chicago Cubs were always on TV because they played day games, So growing up, my memories of baseball was just always watching the Chicago Cubs with Ryan Sandberg and Leon Durham and Ron Say and those guys, So it's crazy for me to think now that, I was drafted by the Yankees, went through the minor leagues, and then was able to play in the big leagues with them. So it's been awesome.
Well, anytime you're connected with a professional team, regardless of what sport it is, there's always that honor, and there's obviously a certain prestige that goes along with certain sports franchises. But the New York Yankees just kind of has that swag factor, if you will. I mean, it kind of has that. There's just something about the Yankee organization that just, in many ways, kind of sets itself apart from the others. I mean, what was it like being a New York Yankee, and then maybe take it a step further? Over the years being associated with the New York Yankees, what would you consider to be one of your greatest Yankee memories?
Well, I would say for sure, when you ask me, that first thing that pops in my head is just 1996. Just being able to, obviously, be a thrill to get to the big leagues, but then to be able to help the Yankees, get to a World Series and then help, pitch well in the World Series and be able to win that World Series over the Atlanta Braves in 1996 was just an unbelievable thrill for me. And just right there, with that was probably the 2009, the first year at the new Yankee Stadium. And it had been 9 years prior to that since we had won a World Series. In 2000 was our last one before that. So I would say those two are just really stand out as just extremely special. And you talk about the Yankee swag, and when we walked up here, just, I know in the first two services I kind of joked about it. My name and swag, there's not a whole lot that goes in common there. So I appreciate Pastor Chad throwing me in there with a little swag on that video.
Well, it's been awesome to look back over your career. I want to just I just really want to dive into a question here because, and I want you guys to just kind of wrap your mind around this for a moment. But being a professional athlete and even just having that dream come to fulfillment for any athlete is huge. And then specifically being a professional baseball player, it's one thing to make the professional ranks, but even with that accomplishment of being in the professional baseball league, it's amazing how rare of an opportunity it is for a professional baseball player to even get a chance to go to the World Series. You have won 5 World Series. That's some serious bling. You talk about 5 World Series wins in one hand, and then a tremendous honor to be invited to be a part of 3 All-Star games. So just being a part of that fraternity. And then, in my own personal opinion, I think you'll probably, as history continues to unfold, be invited to be inducted into the National Baseball League's Hall of Fame, and all the accolades and accomplishments that you have really experienced in this lifetime. And here's what I want to ask you. As great as those things are, and as wonderful those accomplishments are, how, and this is a loaded question, I realize, how does the success of all that compare to knowing that you made a significant decision that changed your life as far as you committing your life to Christ? Is there any comparison of those two moments?
No, I mean, that's definitely a loaded question. And I mean, there's not any comparison. I mean, I'm, huge on dreaming and setting goals and, working towards something. And for me, in my personal life, I know how, I wanted to compete and how I wanted to play the game and what I wanted to do as far as baseball. And like you said, an opportunity to win 5 World Series, the opportunity to be able to make the money that I've been able to make playing a game, those things are absolutely all awesome. Being able to play in postseason games like I have, and realizing how hard it is. I played with Don Mattingly my first year in the big leagues, and he was in the big leagues for 13 years, and he had never made it to a playoff until 1995. And I'll never forget him grabbing me when we made it to the playoffs. That final game, he's like, "This isn't fair. This is your first year in the big leagues." And then just to see him over the next few years and to see us go to the World Series almost every year, and for about 4 or 5 years there in a row. So there is no comparison, though, because the day that I accepted Jesus